The other part of this that we're getting to is CBDCs, and this is another strategy, I guess, of nation states and central banks to try to combat the failing currencies. So they want to launch their own fiat currency. They want to anchor it to some of the popular buzzwords and try to be relevant. But CBDCs are very bad because they give more control to the government, and they make it easier for them to confiscate and freeze funds. But I think this is going to be more and more prevalent. The new PM of the UK, Rishi, was talking about rolling something out very aggressively. So these could be coming very soon. So it's important that everyone is aware that CBDCs are very dangerous. You're giving direct control of the money supply to central banks, and they can confiscate and freeze funds without going through any due process. So in Canada, the earlier example I gave, they did freeze people's funds, but they actually had to go to the banks, the commercial banks, and say, freeze this guy's funds and freeze that guy's funds. Without that step, they can freeze much easier. And the only way a CBDC will work is if you have a complete surveillance state. So I forgot my example. In Nigeria, they have the e-naira. And the adoption rate of the e-naira is 0.5%. It's a CBDC. But no one wants to use it because no one wants to use an inferior money. A CBDC is no better than, say, a PayPal balance or a Venmo balance, right? It's still digital money, but it's controlled by a central authority. So people are not stupid. They don't want to use something that is defective. So the only way to make sure people use a CBDC is to force it on them. And to force it on them, you need to build a perfect surveillance state. You have to ban things like VPNs. You have to surveil people. You have to monitor what everyone is doing with their money. And then you can push out the CBDC. But it's not going to be easy because this is a complex system. And I don't believe any of these people are thinking of how one system will interact with another.